Hello, dear students, how are you? Hoping you all are safe and healthy at your homes and eagerly waiting for our video. I welcome you in our social science class for 7th grade. We shall begin with our book Social and Political Life Part 2. Let's start with chapter number 2, Role of Government in Health. I assure you that this video will be very interesting and informative to you and bring smile on your faces. Students, these two pictures presented here are an introduction to your book and the study material it consists. The title of chapter clearly reveals how a government plays a vital role in improving the health of citizens. As you know, in a democratic government, people expect their government to work for their welfare, and it is possible through the provision of basic amenities like education, health, employment, housing, potable drinking water, electricity, and development of roads, etc. Health is the most important aspect of one's life, and in this chapter we will understand the meaning of word health and the problems related to the healthcare system of our country. We will also try to understand the role of government in this system through different subheadings. Let's start our chapter by understanding the concept of health. What is health? Students, we can think of health in many ways. Health means our ability to remain free of illness and injuries. But health isn't only about disease. You may have associated only some of the situation in this collage with health. What we often ignore is the fact that each of the above situations is related to health apart from disease. We need to think of other factors that affect our health. For example, if people get clean drinking water or a pollution free environment, they are likely to be healthy. On the other hand, if people do not get adequate food to eat or have to live in cramped conditions, they will be prone to illness. All of us would like to be active and in good spirits in whatever we may be doing. It isn't it healthy to be dull, inactive, scarred for long stretches of time. We all need to be without mental strain. All of these various aspects of our lives are a part of health. Now, we shall talk about the healthcare facilities available in our country under the subheading of Healthcare in India. Before going to study the aspects of healthcare in India, let's compare and contrast some facts and situation of our country. First fact says India has the largest number of medical colleges in the world and is among the largest producers of doctors. Approximately more than 30,000 new doctors qualify is every year. But real situation is most doctors settle in urban areas. People in rural areas have to travel long distances to reach a doctor. The number of doctors with respect to the population much less in rural areas. Second fact says healthcare facilities have grown substantially over the years. In 1950, there were only 2,717 government hospitals in India. In 1991, there were 11,174 hospitals, and In 2017, the number grew to 23,583. But real situation is about 5 lakh people die from tuberculosis every year. This number is almost unchanged since independence. Almost 2 million cases of malaria are reported every year, and this number isn't it decreasing? Third fact says India gets a large number of medical tourists from many countries. They come for treatment in some of the hospitals in India that compare with the best in the world. Medical tourist refers to foreigners who come to this country especially for medical treatment at hospitals that offer world class facilities at a lower cost than what they would have to pay in their own countries. But students, in real situation, we are not able to provide clean drinking water to all. 21% of all communicable diseases are waterborne. For example, diarrhea, worms, hepatitis, etc. Four fact says India is the third largest producer of medicines in the world and is also a large exporter of medicines. But half of all children in India do not get adequate food to eat and are undernourished. Students, after knowing these, real situations in India are due to the huge size of population. In order to prevent these situations, we need appropriate healthcare facilities such as more health centers, hospitals, laboratories for testing, ambulance services, blood banks, etc. that can provide the required care and services that patients need. In order to provide such facilities to everyone, we need more health workers, nurses, qualified doctors, and other health professionals who can advise, diagnose, and treat illnesses. We also need the medicines and equipment that are necessary for treating patients. These facilities are required to take care of us. Although India has a large number of doctors, clinics, and hospitals, the country also has considerable experience and knowledge in running a public healthcare system. This is a system of hospitals and health centers run by the government. But there is a great need to look after the health of a large section of its population, scattered over hundreds of thousands of villages. Moreover, there has been a phenomenal advancement in medical sciences whereby many new technologies and treatment procedures are available in the country. However, the situations we discussed points out how poor the health situation in our country is. With all the above positive developments, we are not able to provide proper healthcare facilities to people. This is the paradox, something that is contrary to what we would expect. Our country has the money, knowledge, and people with experience but cannot make the necessary healthcare available to all. Let's try to know more about these situations with the help of two stories, the story of Hakim Sheikh and the cost of a cure. Let's read first story, the story of Hakim Sheikh. Students, Hakim Sheikh was a member of the Paschim Banga Khet Mazdoor Samiti PBKMS, an organization of agricultural laborers in West Bengal. One evening in 1992, he accidentally fell off a running train and suffered head injuries. He was in a very serious condition and needed immediate treatment. He was taken to a government hospital in Kolkata, but they refused to admit him because they did not have a spare bed. Another government hospital did not have the facility or the specialized doctors necessary for his treatment. In this way, he spent 14 hours in a critical state and was taken to 8 different government hospitals, but none of them admitted him. Finally, he was admitted in a private hospital where he received treatment. He spent a lot of money on his treatment. Angry and upset over the indifferent attitude of all the hospitals that refused to admit him, Hakim Sheikh and PBKMS filed a case in the court. Student, imagine that you are a judge in the court. What would you say to Hakim Sheikh? And I will tell you the actual judgment of court in the case of Hakim Sheikh later on. Till that, you prepare your judgment. Let's read second story, The Cost of a Cure, and try to compare the situations. Aman and Ranjan are good friends. While Ranjan comes from a well to do family, Aman's parents have to struggle to make ends meet. Hi Aman, good to see you back. How have you been? I had viral fever and had to go to the hospital. Oh, me too. I just got back to school on Monday. My daddy took me to see the doctor at the new hospital in Kingsway. It was very exciting. The building looked so posh, I thought it was a five-star hotel. Daddy said that was because it was a private hospital with the best of facilities. Daddy had to pay rupees 500 at the reception counter itself. Before we even meet the doctor, there was a nice music playing and everything was really clean and shiny. The doctor asked for many tests, but everyone was so friendly. The lady who took my blood for testing told me so many jokes that I forgot to feel the pain. After the test results came, we went back to the doctor. He looked through them and said everything was fine and I only had viral fever. He prescribed some medicines and rest. And so, young man, this pink pill should be taken 3 times a day and the white tablet once before bedtime. That's for the body ache. This one is a syrup. Don't worry, it's tasty. Thank you, doctor. I feel better already. You see, I have been dying to tell you all about it. But what about you? Which hospital did you go to? Hmm, it wasn't as nice as yours at all. At first, Abba didn't want to take me because he said it would take too much time. And it really did. We went to a big government hospital. We had to wait in a long queue at the OPD counter. I was feeling so sick that I had to lean on Abba all the time. When our turn came, the doctor examined me and asked for a blood test. Then we had to go and stand in another long queue. People were crowding around in the testing room too. We got the test results after 3 days and went back to the hospital. There was a different doctor that day. Show me his OPD card and the test results quickly, please. Students, do you know what is OPD? OPD. This is the short form for outpatient department. This is where people are first brought in and treated in a hospital without being admitted to any special ward. He seems to be suffering from a bout of viral fever. Nothing to worry about. All the needs is this one fever reducing medicine. My hospital was nice, but they gave me many medicines and the whole thing cost quite a lot. Oh, my treatment did not cost much. Students, what do you understand by these two stories with respect to the cost of cure, time, consumption and facilities available? Let's see the private and public healthcare services in India. Public and private healthcare services. Public means an activity or service that is meant for all people in the country and is mainly organized by the government. This includes schools, hospitals, telephone services, etc. People can demand these services and also raise questions about their non functioning. Private means an activity or service that is organized by an individual or company for their own gain. Number one, public health services. The public health services is a chain of health centers and hospitals run by the government. They are linked together so that they cover both rural and urban areas and can also provide treatment to all kinds of problems from common illness to special services. At the village level, there are health centers where there is usually a nurse and a village health worker. They are trained in dealing with common illnesses and work under the supervision of doctors at the primary health center PHC. Such a center covers many villages in a rural area. At the district level is the district hospital that also supervises all the health centers. Large cities have many government hospitals, such as the one where Aman was taken, and also specialized government hospitals, such as the ones in Hakim Sheikh's story. The health service is called public for many reasons. In order to fulfill its commitment of providing health care to all citizens, the government has established these hospitals and health centers. Students, do you know from where the government arrange funds to run these services? Answer is the sole source of fund is tax paid by the citizens of the country. You know why pay taxes to the government? Government uses tax money for providing many public services for the benefit of all citizens. Some services such as defense, police, judicial system, highways, etc. benefit all citizens. Otherwise, the citizens cannot organize these services for themselves. Taxes fund developmental programs and services such as education, healthcare, employment, social welfare, vocational training, etc. required for needy citizens. Tax money is utilized for relief and rehabilitations in case of natural disasters such as floods, earthquake, tsunami, etc. Hence, such facilities are meant for everyone. One of the most important aspects of the public health system is that it is meant to provide quality healthcare services either free or at the low cost so that even the poor can seek treatment. Another important function of public health is to take action to prevent the spread of diseases such as TB, malaria, jaundice, cholera, diarrhea, chikungunya, etc. This has to be organized by the government with the participations of people, otherwise, it is not effective. For example, when taking up a campaign to see that mosquitoes do not breed in water coolers, rooftops, etc., this has to be done for all houses in the area. Students, now recall the case of Hakim Sheikh. Would you like to know what the court said in this case? Compare your judgment with the original one. The court says, according to our constitution, it is the primary duty of the government to ensure the welfare of the people and provide healthcare facilities to all. The government must safeguard the right to life of everyone. The court said that the difficulty that Hakim Sheikh had to face could have cost him his life. If a hospital cannot provide timely medical treatment to a person, it means that this protection of life is not being given. The court also said that it was the duty of the government to provide the necessary health services, including treatment in emergency situations. Hospitals and medical staff must fulfill their duty of providing the necessary treatment. Hakim Sheikh was denied treatment at various government hospitals. Therefore, the court asked the state government to give him the money that he had spent on his treatment in private hospitals. Now, we will discuss the private health services. Private health facilities. There is a wide range of private health facilities that exist in our country. A large number of doctors run their own private clinics. In the rural areas, one finds registered medical practitioners RMP. Urban areas have a large number of doctors, many of them providing specialized services. There are hospitals and nursing homes that are privately owned. There are many laboratories that do tests and offer special facilities such as X ray, ultrasound, etc. There are also shops from where we buy medicines. As the name suggests, private health facilities are not owned or controlled by the government, unlike the public health services. In private facilities, patients have to pay a lot of money for every service that they use. Today, the presence of private facilities can be seen all around. In fact, now there are large companies that run hospitals and some are engaged in manufacturing and selling medicines. Medical shops are found in every corner of the country. Students, in this chapter, we have discussed the role of government in the field of health, also discussed the private and public sectors, what they are providing in the field of health. The remaining part of this chapter will be discussed in our next video. Thanks for watching this video from the beginning to end.